Well, welcome from ISC West 2026. Happy to be joined by Devin Love and Jason Oulette. Greetings, guys.
Greetings.
We are going to jump right in. Devin, we're going to talk about the technological evolution. What are the most significant technological shifts you're seeing in readers and credentials as interoperability becomes central?
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's an exciting year. We participate in SIA's Megatrends Advisory Committee, and we just got off a panel talking about exactly this, recognizing clearly AI is a trend that broadly applies across the board, but closer into the reader and credentials space, we see interoperability taking the stage. The CSA presenting the Aliro 1.0 specification to the market, and really seeing what that means for true, secure interoperability, and for expanded use cases beyond the traditional physical access control. Has really been an exciting rejuvenation of the space within readers, credentials, and mobile credentials.
Jason, I'd like to talk a little bit about security enhancements in an interoperable world, the new world order. How have security features evolved, and what does secure interoperability require?
I love that question. So first, the enhancements and sort of the foundation. We've seen this industry evolve from using things like weekend, which is unsecure, unencrypted, weak from a security perspective, to now it's pretty much ubiquitous that if you've got a reader, it supports something like OSDP, Open Service Device Protocol, and provides a secure connection from the reader to the panel. And now we're seeing more of an evolution towards like IoT and now readers that are truly IP enabled, and which brings now the need for addressing cryptography, right, and those aspects. But that's the foundational aspect of enhancements and changes to what credential, reader, controller, security technology is evolving to. And now this new word, interoperability, comes up, right? Because the scalability and how we bring that to market is enabled by, as Devin was saying a short time ago, these standards bodies like CSA with Aliro, or the Physical Security Interoperability Alliance and Peacock, that truly create an open standard that allows for highly secure encrypted communications that now provide the ability to have a credential that can work almost anywhere. So that's fantastic progress.
Yeah. Well, we'll stick on the interoperability topic, but I want to transition a little bit to Allegion's significant acquisition of Oulette in recent time. Many of our viewers are aware of this. Devin, I'll throw this over to you first. With interoperability evolving, how will Allegion's acquisition of Oulette change your partner ecosystem and product roadmap?
Yeah. Well, exciting times at Allegion as well, right? We met Oulette when we first launched our student ID in the higher ed space back in 2018 and 2019. And interoperability on its own isn't valuable, right? What's actually valuable is what it unlocks. It enables all the use cases throughout a campus, throughout an enterprise, that really extends what physical access control and credentials can do beyond physical access control. So you start with that credential, gets you into the building, but now you're inside the building and you're starting to tackle these other use cases that Oulette was just a perfect fit. And so the more we looked at it, we recognized our position in the market is to be a provider to our PACS partners, just as Oulette is a provider to those PACS partners as well. And then as we see beyond physical access control, it's that same model, taking interoperability, hitting it in the right time as their industry is evolving. Now we can have secure, interoperable, convenient use cases across physical access, across print, across many of these different, a university campus is a great example, getting into sports areas, getting the library interactions, attendance, time and attendance, the list goes on. And that was key to where Oulette sits in the world, where Oulette sits in the ecosystem, and really extending, again, interoperability on its own, not valuable. What's valuable is everything that it unlocks, and Allegion and Oulette together are unlocking that for our customer base.
Okay. Jason, I'd like to, in that same context, if you can delve a little bit more about how all of this is going to be improving, the customer experience.
Sure. So one aspect is our product roadmaps. As things are coming together, the deep interoperable platform that Elitech already had, being able to integrate into the longer term roadmap items for Allegion, so it's universal across. As Devin was saying, the power of when we bring that together, the user experience is, there's no longer this, how many credentials I need to carry. I literally get down to one thing that can work across the entire ecosystem, and this acquisition helps bring that to a reality.
Let's pull the lens back. I'd like to take a broader look at overall industry trends and the outlook. I'm going to stick with you, Jason. Give me some ideas on how you're focusing on access control, this evolution of it.
Sure. So within access control, we're definitely looking at how interoperability becomes a disruptor, and keeping in mind that things are shifting to cloud, mobile platforms, right? So I have a favorite expression I use: if you don't like change, you'll like irrelevance even less. and so our focus is, through our products, making sure that we're bringing those innovations and leading in those spaces as a thought leader.
Devin, I'd love to get your thoughts on the evolution of this space.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I'll say I'm extremely optimistic about the next decade in our industry. And, I think there's a rejuvenation as we're moving at the speed of thought, right, in software development at this point. There's quotes of coding, it's been solved, so on and so forth. And that can be scary, perhaps, for these software-only spaces. We see the ups and downs in the market. We see how are they evaluating what AI means to the traditional software eats the world, right? What I see in our industry, though, is it's a rejuvenation of hardware. It's recognizing that our devices, our industry, our channel partners, our integrators, they're the necessary step to connect with the end user, to actually be that point of interaction. And so if we talk readers and credentials, that point of interaction is so vital. It's where the end user is interacting with our devices. It's where we are sensing, where the eyes and ears and touch points, the actuation of that building. And if AI is so hungry for interactions with the real world, it's the hardware in this industry, it's these readers and credentials that's really delivering that and completing the loop and delivering a better experience for our end users.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you so much.